morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you are listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is April the 28th, 2021, and today's topic is you reap what you sow. The funny thing is I know that we hear this phrase all the time and whatnot, but perhaps the Lord showed me a little something today, a little something unique. So here we are. For those of you guys that are watching me live, you may see my lip curls as a result from yesterday. Yeah, y'all, yesterday just felt real long. It's probably because I didn't go to sleep. I didn't go back to sleep or anything after I finished the juice. I actually ended up trying to fulfill a Fiverr order. I'll just put it like that. And so I did that. And then by the time I finished that up, hubby went off to work. And I sat down for a good split second. And then next thing I know, I hear NJ getting up. So that was that. I know you guys know that yesterday I was saying that I know I need to do the photo shoot, but I wasn't necessarily feeling up to it and everything like that in that moment. But like I said, I guess with everything happening the way it did, it just kind of jump started the day. And so pretty much soon after NJ got up, I got him his breakfast and all that good stuff, morning routine. And then I just pretty much got ready for a photo shoot. So then here I am giving myself a photo shoot, with the 2-year-old at tow. You guys see some results of that on my Instagram, because I shared a couple of the behind the scenes bloopers. For some reason, he thinks I'm a jungle gym or whatever, which is crazy because, I call her like my sister-in-law, or, she was sharing with me, that's how it is with boys before we got pregnant, and I just was saying to myself, nah, fam, not my son, but no, he sees me as a jungle gym. He always wants to climb on me. All these little things. And I mean, maybe it's love, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's hugs and stuff. And sometimes, we have fun, we be wrong. But, I think all the rough and tough stuff, I'm trying to let him know, look, you getting bigger, so things are changing, son. I can't, allow you to just jump all on me and whatnot. So balancing that, trying to give myself a photo shoot. And then, I was able to take a little bit of a break in the middle of the day, setting NJ up with lunch and just, trying to get something in my own stomach and all this. And then I ended up doing my, the virtual class yesterday. So for whatever reason, all of those things, it felt just extremely long. And I was very tired. However, with the feedback that I received on the pictures to the few people that I've sent it to, shout out to Sammy and Arsaw. I know Sammy gave me some feedback this morning. When I woke up this morning, I saw feedback from Sammy about the photos, and I'm like, well, praise God, you know what I mean? My hard work is paid off then. I know my sister was saying that the photos look nice too. I'm waiting for my mother's feedback because we know that she, you know what I mean? She's the one that needs to co-sign on any photos moving forward, right? But I share all of this to say, that is part of the reason I thought of this whole you reap what you sow situation. The other thing that stood out to me, or the first thing that made me think about it, was my second task of the day that I shared with you all, which was my trying to fulfill my Fiverr order. So basically, long story short, I had this person reach out to me and they asked me to do something that I don't normally do. But, I'm open to to making it happen if I can do it, right? So I let them know I'll do it. They asked for me to do it in a way. They asked for me to give a preview or whatever the case is. Now here's the thing. This is what I've observed as a performer and whatnot. And this is why I feel like perhaps people could take advantage of people in my position. Because, for example, I've had several people, throughout my time being on Fiverr, they'll ask me to record something for free. And then I record it and then I never hear back from them. And that gives me the impression that they're getting my work for free. If that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? And so this person that I was fulfilling an order for yesterday, they was asking me to do that originally. And I let them know, and pretty much moving forward, I let people know after that happened, maybe like, I don't know how many times in the past, I just let people know that, look, you're going to have to listen to my samples. You're going to listen to all the pre-recorded things that I have. I have a link to my website with pre-recorded things as well. You guys can listen to that and let me know X, Y, and Z. But moving forward, I cannot do free samples of your project or whatever the case is, right? And people, I think, legit people understand that. And then that kind of weans out, I think, the people that may not be legit. Well, come to find out, so this happened yesterday, and it makes me feel like it's along the same lines, and I just was like, I let it go, but on the flip side, I did feel some way about it, Long story short. So first they asked me to do it for free. Then I was like, I told them what I just told you guys. And I'm thinking it's going to be done, but then eventually they're like, okay, send an order X, Y, and Z, which was weird because I'm like, they could just order it. You know what I mean? They could have just ordered it, especially for the rate that they was talking about doing it for, which is the regular Fiverr rate of $5. I have a thing where they could just click the order. You know what I mean? But they asked me to send an offer of the same price and all that, so I sent it. And then they booked the order. So then, I'm trying to fulfill the order yesterday. Now again, this isn't something that I normally do, but it's something that I've been observing at least for the past year, because you guys know I do prayer meditations, all that stuff. And so basically they was asking me to do like a meditation, or whatever. So I recorded it in the fashion of what I've heard, what I listen to every day. Right. Now, obviously, I didn't add any music or anything like that because they didn't ask for that, nor did they pay for that. But whatever, you know what I'm saying? So fast forward, I send the project, or I send it to them, and, thank them for choosing me, X, Y, and Z. And then, I want to say not long after, here I come getting a message from Fiverr saying that the client wants to cancel the project. And because I guess the quality wasn't to their standards or whatever, it was what they were saying. Now, mind you, it's been however long I've been on Fiverr, I pretty much have decent reviews, you know what I mean? So this is like one of the rare occurrences of someone not being pleased with something I sent. But I just let it go. I just was like, fine, I accept their thing, but then it brings down my score to do that, right? But it's whatever. But the vibe that I received afterwards was that they got what they was trying to get me to do before, which was send you something, and now you got it for free because you canceled it. And that's pretty much the feeling that I received from it. And now, don't get me wrong, it could have been bad quality or whatever the case is. I will, it's not like I got a professional studio here. You know what I'm saying? Nor are you paying professional studio rates. But you know what I'm saying? I will take the L or whatever the case is. But the vibe that I received is that they pretty much just wanted to get the thing for free, and they got it for free technically because they canceled the thing. But they still have the recording. So technically they could take the recording and do whatever, they want to do with it. And I felt as if that's what they've done. Now, and I can't do anything about it per se because the order is canceled and I don't think I can do anything about it. But even yesterday, in the midst of all that happening, the phrase you reap what you sow came into my mind. And so it came back into my mind this morning. So that's what led me to the topic for today. That, as well as just acknowledging myself, in the past few days and whatnot. Because I told you guys, each step of the process, I wasn't necessarily feeling it. Like that morning that I had to do my hair, I was like, y'all, oh my gosh, like I got to do my hair. But I'm tired right now, but whatever, you know what I mean? I pushed through, I did my hair. Same, nails, whatever the case is. And so yesterday, didn't necessarily feel up to it, y'all. I was tired. It's like, and then as soon as I get done doing all the other stuff, here come NJ, and it's like, and then I'm like, okay, I said I was going to do this photo shoot today. I need to, if I go ahead and do it, knock it out, X, Y, and Z. I'm investing in myself. You know what I'm saying? Investing time, investing all of that, right? And, so when I compare those two scenarios, right, it's like, it's both circumstances is kind of like sowing, you know what I mean? I'm sowing on my end. I'm sowing to, reap a harvest of whatever it may be, continuing to promote GSL and all that stuff is just sowing for me. Or investing in myself, I also could call it, but for me, it's like sowing as well, and trusting God that He's going to continue to make a way and help me or whatever the case is, right? Now, I don't know who that other person was. I don't know, because this, anyway, we ain't got to get too deep on them. But if that's the case, right? If that's the case of them taking advantage of me, and not just because it's me, I'm saying in general, when people do things, negative things or whatever the case is, if that's the case, if they did that, that is also them reaping, there's also them sowing. They're sowing something, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, I guess just reflecting on, both of those scenarios, as well as just like, well, I'll share some of that side stuff in the after show, I guess. But, so yeah, reflecting on those scenarios led me to the topic for today. And so when I looked up the verses, here are the verses that stood out to me. Galatians 6:7 says, "Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever one sows, that will he also reap." Yeah, I mean, like I showed with you guys yesterday. I can't remember if I said it on the podcast or if I only said it in after show, but I shared with you all yesterday that yesterday's Jews kind of felt like a warning to me of some sort. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, as I was reading it, it felt as if it was like a warning for, I'll just say for all of us. I'll say for humanity, to, acknowledge God, to do His will, all those things, all the whatever I was talking about yesterday. I can't even think about what I was talking about yesterday, so my apologies for that. But I'm just saying, it reminds me of that, right? This verse that I just shared with you all. So, for example, if we don't repent, we'll be just like any of these other nations that, or any of these other churches, or whatever the case was that was mentioned in the passage yesterday. Ephesus in my mind, it comes to my mind because, again, that's the only one I researched. I unfortunately didn't finish researching it yesterday with all the things I had going on, but hopefully today things will be a little bit more slower and I can take some more time to research the rest of the churches that are mentioned. But in Revelations 1:11, see how God just brings things back to you. but yeah, so we should just be, if it is a warning, y'all, I'm just saying, like, we need to, I'm just saying, this is what it say. What we sow, we gonna reap, right? Now, Matthew 26:52 says, "Then Jesus said to him, 'Put your sword back into its place, for all who take the sword will perish by the sword.'" What can we say? You know what I'm saying? What can we say about this? I mean, there's nothing else to say there. I mean, you can see that all around us, right? We can see the fruit of what people sow all the time. Like, it's like, the things they do. And I think that's the interesting thing, right? To believe that we can do something, especially something bad, right? We can do something negative, we can do something bad, but expect for positivity to come from, you know what I mean? And it's like, now, I'm careful to say, but, okay, so, all right, got a lot of things flowing through my mind right now, y'all, so I apologize. On one hand, I'm being careful because, I do feel like God can use negative things, right? At the end of the day, God's will is going to be done, regardless of what happens, and regardless of, whether you negative, whatever, all that. And all things work together for the good of those that love God, right? So that don't mean much to us, but much to believers. However, to unbelievers, those that may be sowing, negativity or sowing whatever the case is, it's like, to expect a different result, or positive result from a negative action is just, look, it's not biblical, it's not scientific, like, it's just something to think about, y'all. It's something to think about. I mean, like I said, we can see examples of this all around us, y'all. So, ain't nothing else to say about that. Now, Matthew 26:52 says, then Jesus said to them, well, Lord, is there something else you wanted me to say about that? You got me repeating it. Wait a minute. That's the same verse. Let me move on to the next one. Here we go. Matthew 7:15-20. I'm not going to read the entire thing. I'm just going to read what stood out to me. It says, so every healthy tree bears good fruit, but every diseased tree bears bad fruit. I mean, the Lord say, look, the Bible say you gonna know them by their fruit, right? Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me, but, I don't know if it's going to make sense to you, but moving on. Job 4:8, as I have seen those who plow in iniquity and sow trouble reap the same. Did y'all hear that? I'm going to say it again. As I have seen, those who plow iniquity and sow trouble reap the same. Okay. You know what I'm saying? This sounds like another warning for us if I'm not. I ain't gonna lie. Like, this sounds like another warning, this whole juice. You guys can go to Go Deeper section and just take a look at, the verses that are in there. Hopefully, again, gives us more understanding about sowing and reaping, as well as, the verse, there is a verse in there that's, reminding us not to be weary and well-doing and all that. Like I said, it's a beautiful thing to look back. And I know I'm using my little simple scenarios to, I guess, hopefully show a bigger picture of sowing and reaping and stuff like that. So my apologies if you feel as if the things that I got going on in my life isn't like huge, you know what I mean, or isn't like a good example or whatever. But unfortunately, this is all I can say. It's my own testimony, right? So this is how I see these things working in my life personally. And so, as I was saying here, that, again, this whole thing of sowing and reaping, when I reflect on my situation and, knowing how tired I was yesterday, right? Knowing how tired I was the day before when I was prepping my hair and prepping everything. And knowing, like, at the end of the day yesterday, I just was like, man, like, that was a long day. I was tired. And I get it. It may not be the hard work that other people do or whatever the case is. But I mean, I don't know, y'all. I mean, maybe you could try it one day. If you really feel as if, oh, Miracle, you tripping or anything. Because I'm not trying to complain about my situation. Really, honestly, I'm just sharing it as an example of sowing and reaping. Because at the end of the day, when I look at my situation, and I was very tired, and at the end of the day, I was very tired. But knowing that I have the photos, knowing that I was able to, I'm going to be able to invest in myself to promote the journal and everything else. Like I said, it was already like confirmed to me that, oh wow, these are great photos or whatever the case is. So it was like the hard work that I put in and the sacrifice of my tiredness and all that and pushing through, is allowing me to, I don't know, it's just giving me something. It's like there will be a harvest in the future that maybe I don't know of, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe it's just to have the photo to promote. Maybe it's whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Whatever God does with it. It's just acknowledging that it's worth it, basically. Like my sister said in her promo, it's worth the work. Shout out to Nyla O. And yeah, y'all. So I mean, you guys can think about that and how that, what that looks like in your own life, Like I said, and sometimes it's not going to be huge, y'all. Sometimes it's going to be something just as simple as what I just shared with you guys about me. It's just sometimes, that's the thing, we don't look at what God is doing in our life, right, as blessings or huge or whatever. Sometimes people don't do that. And so, I don't know. Like I said, it's all about perspective and how you look at stuff. And, I mean, maybe you should start to look at the little things a little bit more. And so then you can see the blessings that God is, doing. Because I guess I'm going to try to share this one more testimony. I know we need to get to my verse of the day. But to be honest, like I said, you guys know the situation of COVID, right? You guys know that technically, even in spite of all of my little tasks and all of my little, gigs and hustles and stuff that I'm doing, I'm technically unemployed. Technically. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to a 9-to-5. I'm not going to something that is like consistently giving me funds. You know what I mean? And God is blessing and I'm able to still, in spite of that, I've been able to do so much. And I believe that when I had a little something, like if I had a little extra, I tried to invest in myself, or I tried to sow, if you guys want to look at it that way. Look at it biblical, y'all. I tried to sow into, the gifts that God has given me, and into this idea of God's sex and love, and into whatever it is that that God wants me to do in this season. I've tried my best to sow into that. And even though, things have kind of changed for me, financially, I would say in the past month or so, it's kind of changed a bit. But God has still opened doors and provided and made a way through the gifts that He's given me and through the things that He's established and that I've established through the past couple of years, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm hoping me sharing these testimonies help. It's not that I'm trying to sit here and act like, I don't know how you guys could take this, you know what I'm saying? I'm honestly just trying to share the testimony and show you guys how this is working in my life. And even if it looks small, for me, it's huge. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like I shared with you guys time and time again, if not for taking the time to sow, then even the little that does come in every now and then, it's like it helps. Like I was able to pay a bill today, right? Now, but that's because things was in place for blessings to come in, for me to be able to ultimately pay a bill. You know what I'm saying? So, ultimately keep things going just another month. You know what I mean? And for somebody that's unemployed, for me, that's huge. I mean, y'all may not see it that way. I don't know. But again, for those of you guys that are in the same boat as me, then hopefully this is encouraging and inspiring you this morning. For those of you guys that are, got it like that or whatever the case is, then maybe, I don't know. Hopefully it still encourages you and inspires you in some way. But I don't know. That's just a little testimony. I'm going to move on. Here we go. The Bible verse of today is John 13:34. It says, "A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. If you like what you hear, then consider supporting our podcast. Every listener that supports us for $9.99 a month will be entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win a free gift. So become a supporter today.